No? Hi, this is Patricia Potts from beatingblues.com, and I just want to give you a quick outline as to how to do a bug zapper. Dr. David Burns calls it cognitive therapy. My version is pretty simple and small, so I kind of call it a bug zapper. Okay, all you need is a journal or whatever you want to do, but I'm going to show you on these papers. You take it, you fold it in half. This is for when you just are feeling so, frustrated, irritated, ornery, need to get rid of some junk, like a vacuum cleaner getting rid of the junk. Okay, after you fold it in half, then you just fold it one more time, like that. So it looks like this. And the trick about that is when you open it up, you'll find it has a large column and a small, and large column. So, I happened to work with somebody the other day, and we talked about a few things that were bugging her, and worked it out on this form. I'm going to show you how we did it. First of all, on the left-hand side, you write bugs. What's bugging me? This one, you put a T, you'll understand why later, and a C, and over here you have talk back. Okay? When I asked her, what is bothering you right now then, the first thing that she mentioned was, my mom is always criticizing me. And then I said, okay, what else? What else bothers you? And she said, my kids don't obey. And I said, okay. What else? And she said, I'm so depressed. That noise is my dog, by the way. Okay. So after these things were written down, and she went a whole lot more than this, maybe about 15 or 20 things were bothering her. But to just show you how this works, we'll use these three. Okay, so the first one is, my mom is always criticizing me. The T stands for true. Is that true? Partially true, not true? Her response was, well, it's pretty true. And then we reread the statement, my mom is always criticizing me. And she says, no, that wouldn't be, no, not always. So this became a partial true, PT for part true. Going to the next one, my kids don't obey, or in other words, my kids never obey. Once again, she realized when she put it on here that that was partially true, because there are some things they do obey her about. They do look both ways before they cross the road. The last thing is, I'm so depressed. Well, she said that's true, so we put a T. The next column, the C, is for control. Is this something I have total control over, partial control, or no control over? So we'll look at them one at a time. My mom is always criticizing me. Is that something she has total control over, her mom's criticism? Partial control, no control? Well, in this case, she decided that it was partial control, because she did one time tell her mom that hurt her feelings when she was being critical about something, and her mom tried a little bit more. So it was partial control. The next one, my kids don't obey. She decided that that was partial control, because there were some things she could control. Allowance, whether they go over to their friends, and other things. She could get her spouse to help with the kids. So it was a partial control. The last one, that I'm depressed, this is a true, And on the control, once again, that became a partial control because we talked about the fact that there's a lot of tools and things that a person can do about their depression and discouragement. So now we come to the part where you go from junk to jewels, or in other words, we find solutions to some of these situations. So my mom is always criticizing. What she said as a talk back was, true, she often does criticize me, but, and then I'll continue on here without taking the time to write it all out. She decided that what she could do is, first of all, try talking to her mom about the way she was treating her. Another thing is she was going over there at least 2 and sometimes 3 times a week, and it was a very negative environment for her, and she realized that she needed to take care of herself as well. So she decided she would go once a week and try to go more. But the other thing she said on this talk back was her mom has a lot of pain, and that helped her understand why she was as negative as she was. And in addition to that, she also has a little bit of dementia, and that can be confusing for her mom that way. So bottom line is she decided to take care of herself by speaking up and going to her house as much as she was able to do without having it be too much of a drain on her. Okay, the next one is my kids don't obey me. Well, on here she decided again that this was a partial control right here, and I had my daughter the other day with a good example of this partial control. She wanted her kids to get the cleaning done, and they weren't too excited about it, and she decided that she would do it with them and turn on this really fun, happy music, and pretty soon the kids were being really cooperative. So it depends on what the situation is. If it's a homework thing, they're not obeying, they're not doing their homework, it might be a situation where she would want to talk to her spouse. But that's where you're going to come up to some solutions over here. Sometimes you need to talk to somebody else about it. Okay, the last one is on the depressed aspect. She did realize that although it's true, she was going through depression. She decided she would do what I call CTR, or count the right things she's doing. So one of the right things she was doing is doing a bug zapper. Another one was that she was seeing a professional about her medication and her sleep problems. And there's hypnosis is another thing that can happen. There's some free apps that you can enjoy. On our website, beatingblues.com has a lot of other ideas as to what to do for depression. So again, the way you do this is get some columns, however you want to do it. Write down what's bothering you. Decide whether it's true or not true. Decide whether it's something you have control or partial control or no control over. And then in your talk back, take a look at the whole thing and come up with some possible solutions. And as I mentioned before, sometimes when I'm really down and having a hard time, I might call a friend and say, can you help me come up with a talk back here, because I'm not feeling it. So I hope that that's been of help to you, and thanks for checking this out here today on beatingblues.com.